here and to do Abhishekam. It is magnificently graceful of Mother to give it to us. And we had a wonderful Abhishekam. Yesterday we had Homa. These days are very important. And among the planets, Raahu, Kethu are very important. Because nothing can give you as much as Raahu. Nothing, no energy can give you as much as Kethu. Kethu grants you spiritual wealth. Raahu grants you material wealth. And this period is very important for both of them. Ultimately, the reason we are here is to journey. The journey is towards Mother. And for that, she has done such a wonderful, wonderful grace she has given us. You have not seen the inside of the temple. I just took a walk through it. It's just magnificent. The energy is very intense. You'll feel it soon, you'll get to walk through that. It's a huge place. 25,000, nearly 25,000 square feet. And the way she has planned for us is magnificent. No humans cannot do that. Rishis maybe, they can plan. But humans cannot plan where that particular energy should go where, so that we can receive it. Here, she has planned it for us. So naturally, we will receive it with the maximal intensity. And you have earned it, all of you. Whether you remember, whether you know it or not, you have earned it in the past thousands of years since you have been in a life form, a conscious form, that must have taken thousands and millions of years. How many lifetimes, how many life forms it takes for the consciousness to reach that level to understand her. That's a wonderful, wonderful job she did for us, to make us go through that, to make us know our journey, to make us feel her. That is prime. That's all there is. Only thing which existed was her pure consciousness. Then she decided, why not I experience it? Why not the life forms experience it? So I'll create. So she went to Gauri Kund. And I went to Gauri Kund on your behalf and did the whole ritual. What she did is stay there. She told Shiva Bhagavan, you go and do the dissolving or dissolutory aspect, and I'll do the creative aspect. So she wrote the story of each one of us. Can you imagine? Humans alone 7 billion. Other life forms will be trillion life forms. So she writes the story of each, and we act out. That is the reality. So what she writes actually comes from us. We know what we have to do to travel. That map she gives us, and then we write, we think, and our thought process is transferred to her, and through her we get it back. That is the journey, and the journey is a huge, huge undertaking. A journey through so many levels of consciousness. It is a journey. So many levels of consciousness, so many lokas, so many galaxies, so many solar systems. And we go through that. In the process, we think, our mind perceives it. And ultimately, everything we know is perception. Only when you perceive it, you realize it, and you live through it. So the perception comes, the whole journey for trillion years it takes to reach this level of consciousness, and then to advance to a higher level of consciousness. We have come to this level, which is the highest level in earth. We are the highest forms. When I say highest, not just physically, consciously. Ultimately, what is meaningful is our perception. Everything is perception. We have to perceive it. When we perceive it, we grow into it. So we perceived it and we have become human. This alone has taken so long. But like Mother said, don't rush. have given you time. Time is all I have given you. There is no limit to that. It's eternal. And she is eternal mother. And she has come with kindness because we have invoked her, all of us, for many, many millions of years. We have invoked her. We said we want to perceive you in the human form. Why? Because among all the living entities, humans are the highest, evolution-wise, at least physical, to something spiritual. There are forms much higher than us, but they're high vibratory. This place is full of them. You feel them, they touch us all the time, but they're high vibratory, so you cannot see them. You cannot hear them, but you can feel them. So when you feel it, they get into you and enlighten you. And the enlightenment pushes you to higher level of consciousness. We have so many lokas, so many higher lokas, so many higher forms. But this place is full of higher vibratory entities. We call them devas, devatas, yakshinis, mohinis, vidyadharas, gandharvas. They're all life forms, much higher than us. Because they are so rapid, such a high vibratory, you cannot see them or feel them. But you can know them. How can we know them? By Mother's grace. That's the only way you can know them. But physically, they are much higher vibratory. You can neither see them nor feel them in a physical form. But with the Mother's kindness, she's so sure. She tells us the whole story. And we do all the rituals. They're very meaningful. They go through the whole story and act out as ritual. And as we do them, we grow up. That is the key word. Growing up, that is our mission. What are we here for? If somebody asks you, tell them you want to grow up. Grow up to higher form of consciousness. And when you go to higher form of consciousness, you grow up to higher level of consciousness. In the higher level, you perceive things which are not seeable or feelable or hearable, but you perceive them. And as you perceive them, you go to higher level of perception, higher level of living, higher level of feeling. All the reality becomes real. And all this drama happens because of her kindness. She sees us starting from one cell to multiple cell, to plants, to animals, to higher level of living entities. We have gone through all of it. Now we have the highest. In the earth, we are the highest. There are many, many lokas, many worlds, many universes, not just lokas, many universes. We are just a speck. Our whole universe, Milky Way itself, it's a small speck of the reality is. So we go through the whole thing. Basically, this is the stage. All these universes, not just one universe. All these universes are the stages where we are given a chance to act out and to grow up. That is the way you think of it. We're all actors, and this is a stage. She's created so many stages. In our universe alone, there are billions and billions of galaxies, and there are billions and billions of universes. But important thing is the feeling, the perception, the growth, the understanding, the realization of what is real and what are we here for, what is our mission. Our mission is to grow up to higher form of consciousness. That is what is meaningful. The physical form itself is not as meaningful, because that is very transient. 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years, they're all very, very short periods. But the mind, the consciousness can perceive. And you can go, when people ask, are the extraterrestrial here? I tell them, they're all here. In the place we go and meditate, this place is full of this extraterrestrial. They are not mind, body, intellect alone. They are higher than that. Which is a higher form, higher than mind, body, intellect. There are certain levels of evolution which are higher than what we feel it. And she's given us all of it, depending on our level of perception, our level of understanding, and most importantly, the grace. That's the ultimate end point. We want to get her grace. That's what takes us to higher level of living, higher level of consciousness. That is our ultimate aim, to get her. I use the word her, that is Divine Mother. That is the only reality. There's nothing else is real. Nothing else is permanent. They're all very transient, very short term, and not real. The only reality is a pure consciousness. She came out of kindness to visit us, to enlighten us, so we can reach her and enjoy her and experience and explore. So this place is a place where we can all experience and explore her. That grace is not given to anyone. Just to give you an idea, the rishis begged her, let us feel you, let us experience you. She said, no, just worship me, get my grace. Don't try to explore and experience, because then there's no end to it. And you won't know the beginning or the end. Just get my grace, understand me, explore to that level, not to the highest level. Because if you become that level, you won't exist as a separate entity. To grow up and to reach the higher level of consciousness, you have to exist. You have to be alive. You cannot disappear. And if you understand me that closely, you would not exist as a different entity. But I want you to exist and learn and grow and enjoy the process of growth, of enlightenment. Ultimately, it's the enlightenment. All of us are here to get enlightened. And to that end, how much she has done. Usually people or any life form builds out of devotion a place of worship where they can reach the higher forms of understanding. Here she builds for us, so we just have to come and explore and experience her. That's what we are doing here. And all these rituals are very meaningful. It may look like it's superstitious and may not be meaningful. Trust me, each one is very meaningful. The rishis understood it and they created all these rituals and we follow them. But in reality, they are very scientific. To understand that consciousness, that divine consciousness, obviously it cannot be as simple as we, as human. Our mind is very limited. Our level of understanding is very limited. Our life itself is very limited. We need million years. We don't have million years. But she says, no, I have given you million years. You'll be in different forms. But take all the knowledge and the wisdom and the grace. Ultimately, the grace, that is the most important. Of all the things you want to get from her, get the grace. And the grace encompasses everything else. And that is what we're here for. That is the reason why she gave us this magnificent job. To get that, we have to be, all of you are very blessed. And you asked her for this, and you earned it. How many lifetimes? Probably thousands of lifetimes, in different forms. But this form is the highest form. With the mind, human mind, can see anything, see any universes, can live in any universes. It's all perception. And the human mind has a depth to understand. And she's given us that, and she has given us the grace. That grace is something which you go after. You can go after money, happiness, wealth, health, but this is higher than that. Because all those things I said, health, wealth, happiness, are transitory. How long? It's relative. Time is limited. And to understand that depth of understanding, you have to get to grace. Once you get her grace, you understand the whole creation, whole reality. And to do that, these rishis and all the sages spent so much time and wrote so much for us. That's why our Vedas, our Upanishads, they are very profound the understanding and the depth of knowledge is very profound. Human mind cannot really conceptualize it. But grace, ultimately it's a grace. You can know the Vedas, you can know the Upanishads, you can know the Shastras, you can know all of it. But to experience that feeling, for one transitory period, you know everything. And that is what we are looking for. Ultimate understanding, the ultimate grace where we feel. Now all these planets and all these rituals we do are part of it. They are needed. If the planetary influence exists, how can the planets there affect us? They do, because we all came from one cloud, one cosmic cloud. At the time of explosion, when she decided, I'll create, and I'll have all the life form experience. At that instant, the creation started. And we all came into existence in a different level. And then we evolved. It has taken billions and billions of years. Earth is supposed to be 4.5 billion years. But there are many universes. They are older than us. And all this, to understand, it needs profound mind, profound understanding. Much higher brain than human. Human can only conceptualize certain deity, but the reality is much more complex and much more beautiful and much more pleasant. So life is not unpleasant. You may think life is, all the Vedas and Upanishads will say, life is very complex, very painful. The more pain, the more gain. That statement is true. But the pain should be perceived as a pleasure, as an enjoyment. That fact that we are chosen, you and I, we are chosen, we are given this drama to act out. That's a huge, huge gift to all of us. And depending on our level of growth, we realize the reality, the depth of reality, we realize. And it's a very fair system. You get what you earn. And if you don't earn it, it's of no use anyway. So you have to have. But there has to be pain. But don't perceive it as a pain. Perceive it as a growth, as a journey. We're all journeying together. Different distance, same destination, but different distance, each one of us. They may be slight, but the human, we are already close. But if you take every life form, there are billions of them. So each one has their own story, and each story she writes, that's where she didn't go I was there. And she wrote each one of us the story. And we experience it, and we relive it, and then we get the grace of Mother. There are so many divine forms of her, billions and billions of forms of her. And we go through that, and we live that. So she, out of kindness, has given us a chance to relive what we had gone through. Everything you had gone through before. That's why we need so many lifetimes. So reincarnation is our basic concept, and that is very basic. Without that, you don't have time to evolve. You need billion years. How do we get billion years? It has to be through reincarnation. So we reincarnate from one cell to multiple cell to an organism, then a life form, then the consciousness. Ultimately, get the grace and get her understanding. The grace is the most important. Once you get that, you gain everything. You know the reality. Then nothing is painful. Everything is very pleasant, very happy. That is what she wants. She wants us to have Bhoga Moksha, not just Yoga Moksha. Yoga Moksha is okay, it's part of our growth. But she says, I want my children to have a Bhoga. You know what Bhoga is? Pleasure. I want them to experience me with pleasure, with enjoyment. And she gives us a chance. She builds a place for us like this, and she makes us go through the rituals and understand all this. So she wants us to have Bhoga Moksha. That is our destiny. So take advantage of it. Enjoy it. Live that growth from one cell to trillion cells. But the cells are just a vehicle. It is not life. Life is a consciousness. But we need the shell to experience the consciousness and to grow up, to understand we need the life. So that is given to us. The life can be wasted life. We can live within lifetimes, may not grow up. We can live very few lifetimes, can grow up to much higher level. And that is the ultimate aim of all of us, to grow up spiritually, not grow up physically. This will go away very quickly. 100 years will go very quickly. But you want a million years of real growth. And in the process, we have to make some sacrifices, because sacrifice connects us to divine. And she has to give us the grace to be able to do that. Here, she has given us the grace. Not only given us the grace, she has given us a chance for us to perform. Without that, we cannot perform. We have to be given the charity. We have to be given the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, and the pain, but that is divine pain, not the pain the way we perceive pain. We all perceive pain as a very unpleasant feeling, but in reality that leads us to a higher level of evolution. And that's what we are here for. And to do that, we make some sacrifices. And she has given us the chance to do that. If you don't have a place to build, where is our sacrifice? But she ultimately does everything for us. What all we need, she gives us. But we have to take advantage of it. To do that, we have to know where we came from, why we are here, what are we supposed to do, where are we supposed to go. That fundamental question you got to ask. That is why all our Vedas, our Upanishads, our Shastras, they all teach us that. No other, see, there are many religions. Every religion is good. But Hinduism is very complex. It is very profound and very basic, very fundamental. It takes you through the whole living in a very practical way. And it teaches you how to enjoy it. That's why she says, Bhoga Moksha. See, they are oxymoron. You know the term oxymoron means good, bad, evil, good. Opposite cannot exist together. But she gives us a chance to enjoy it. So Bhoga Moksha, oxymoron, cannot be. But she has given us a chance to go through that. And we will go through that. However bad you may think your life is, trust me, it is not bad. Life cannot be bad. A piece of her is our life. How can it be bad? She has given it to us because that's what we wanted. Each one of us wanted what we have now. And many of you have chance to do that. I have given chance. Here Vikram, he does a lot. He does all the construction work and everything. And he's given the gift. So I look at him, not with jealousy, with a little bit of envy, how easily she has given it to him. He has a chance to come and borrow the money. He borrowed the money. But still, he helped in borrowing. And with the money, he gets eternity. And that's a big, big bargain. All of us will get that. But he happened to be the one who walks in all of a sudden and is handed over the gift. Only she can do it. But he has earned it. The past 1,000 lifetimes, you would have earned it. And this life is enjoying it. Every day he is here, watching the progress, watching the growth, watching the construction. What a gift. And he's given that. And he has earned it. Nothing is given to you. Trust me. Whatever you think pleasant, enjoy, you have earned it. You don't remember because maybe in the past 1,000 years, because time doesn't have any meaning. Once you leave this time-space continuum, there's no time. And she's given it. And that gift, I watch it, and it just mind-boggling to me just to observe it. What have we done to deserve that? What sacrifice we would have made? But we have. We have not only made sacrifices, we asked for that. So we asked her, let us live, let us understand you, let us explore and experience you, and grow up, and go to higher form. This is not the end, by the way. After you finish as human, the journey doesn't stop. It goes to higher form of existence. And we will be in that loka. That is the reason why this place is full of devas. That's why many gurus who come here, they refer to this place as Devaloka. What it means is this place is full of high vibratory energies. That probably is the most scientific term, high vibratory energies. They're so high you can't even see them, you can't feel them, but you will know them. As we evolve, as time goes on, again, time meaning million years, billion years, time doesn't have any meaning in that level of relativity. So it's beautiful. I watch the whole story, I observe it, and I'm just mind-boggled. What have we done? And we have done. Whatever you receive, you have earned it. And you will do it, and you will go to the higher form. In other words, you will be a deva. And that is the reason why we do so many rituals. So when we go to that loka, we won't be new like people who came to America. They were new. Columbus came, they were new. But if they had known them before, their hearts would have been much more quicker. But they were not known. So that the travel is not painful. It's very pleasant. But if you understand, all this pain, what you feel, is really not pain. It is a way of growth. We are given a chance, we take advantage of it. And depending on what we have done before, our life may not be pleasant like you expect. But ultimately, she said, all of you will come to me. All of you will be part of me. So that is that. We will become part of her. How long? 1,000 years? Million years? Billion years? Doesn't matter. Ultimately, we'll all go back to where we came from, the origin. She is the origin, the pure consciousness. We'll all merge into one. How long will it take? Again, we don't know. But enjoy the journey. Don't wait for the destination. Every second is a destination. And it keeps on going. So don't wait for one happy destination. It will come, but don't wait for that. It will happen because she has told us. She has created this place for us. She has worked with us. So when we see that, you know it's going to happen. It is just a matter of time. So essentially what she's telling us, you will be devas. Who we consider as devas, we will be that. So what more can you ask for? And for that, you take some pain. And even that, you don't consider as a pain, you consider that as a journey. And journey has good and bad, pleasant and unpleasant. But take it as all part of it, because all these are transitory, temporary, illusionary. Once you have that in your mind, anything becomes pleasant for you because you perceive it as a pleasant. It's part of our journey. Once you look at it that way, there cannot be anything painful or unpleasant or unhappy. Everything leads to that ultimate end point, which is union with Mother. Back to the origin. And to that end, she gives us everything. She has given us a wonderful temple. The next year it will be completed and you'll get to see it. Not only you'll get to see it, you built it. Can you imagine that? We built the temple, yes, with her help. She does it, but we are part of it. So that is a magnificent grace. That's a word I can think of, grace. That is ultimate. We can have bhakti, we can have growth, but in the process, you go through so much experiences, the divine experiences, the spiritual experiences, but knowing every minute, this is temporary. We use this vehicle to go to higher level of consciousness. is the end point. This is not the end point. It's not even close to the end point. But we need this life. We need this mind, body, intellect to perceive and to grow. To that end, how many people have sacrificed? Rishis, gurus, so many have sacrificed. And we think of them. We have wonderful gurus she has given us. When I do my prayogam, I do something called prayogam. Yoga is union. You know what yoga is. Prayogam is where she uses us. She's using us to do the yoga, the creation, building, the construction. This drama itself is a yoga. And we are participants in that. That cannot be gained. You cannot earn that. It has to be given. That's the word. That's why we use the term grace, divine grace. That has to be earned. And you earned it. You would not be here. You won't be sitting here. You won't even be here at this minute unless she invites you. Each one of you. I tell you 1,000 times. Unless she invites you, you would not be here. You can think of 1,000 reasons why you're here. But trust me, unless she wants you here, you won't be here. And she won't want you here unless you earn and gain and grow up. Again, the word is growing up. This place is a place to grow up because we have the grace. Because you have earned it. In past 1,000 lifetimes, you earned it, but you don't remember. Like Krishna told Arjuna, I've seen you 1,000 times, but you don't remember me. But I remember each one of you. So don't argue with me, go and fight. That is your karma. That is your destiny. You have to do that. You have to fight adharma. So you go and fight. There's nothing like killing. And Arjuna won't believe it, because we are better believers than Arjuna was. Arjuna didn't believe it. Then he shows him the whole battle. Battle was over and everybody is dead and the soldiers are dead. So he sees them all. So he says, what are you talking about fighting? It's all done. Everything is my decision, your decision. So then only he believed, oh, he must be God. Because he's showing me things which hasn't even happened and is going to happen. And then he fights, he takes it. So he took that much of coercion. We don't. We are much more grown up compared to him. Because we believe, we come here, we worship her, we enjoy her. So it's a great, great blessing. And we are very, very fortunate to be able to be participant in this journey, in this life. It's very short. It's like a transitory, like a blink of an eye. Your life is over, you're ready for next. And you go through thousands of millions of them. But each time you grow up, that is ultimate. Don't waste your life. Every second, earn something. And participating in a construction like that, take advantage of it. Every second you get, any chance you get, take advantage of it, because this will stand for thousands of years. You'll come back many, many times to this place. You may not remember, or some of you may remember. Most of us don't remember, because the Maya is very powerful, so it could not let you remember. But some of us would remember. But you'll come back thousands of times. So take advantage of it, participate in that, and grow up, and get Divine Mother's grace. And planets are one way, because they help us to journey. And they make this drama happen. So they are real. Are they real? Yes, they are real. They are more real than you and me. So the planets are very important. And today, Raahu Kethu transit, it moves. Raahu moves from Aries to Rishabha to Aries. And Kethu, they all move opposite direction. Raahu and Kethu moves in the opposite direction. And they're the most powerful. As I said, nothing can give you like Raahu. Nothing can give you like Kethu, but Kethu gives spiritual help. If you look at the chart, you can actually say, if you look at my chart, you can say it, because Kethu is sitting in 12th house, Meena. So you know right away, you finish the journey, you are sitting at the end. So you don't have to be big astrology. You see the planets in that place, you know what level of evolution you are. So any astrology looks at it and says, oh, you have finished the journey, you're in the final stage of the journey. I look at it and I say, yes, that's why she brought me here. That's why she gives so much grace. And we all are grown up. You're all grown up. Otherwise you won't be here. Okay, thank you.